I've learned this the hard way. The greatest victories are born in silence. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. When you build your empire behind closed doors, your enemies have nothing to aim at. Don't be fooled into thinking that loud equals powerful. It's the quiet predator that strikes fear, not the one making noise. The most dangerous leaders are those who speak only when necessary. As a founder, I've seen countless startups crumble because they couldn't keep their mouths shut. They bragged about half-baked ideas, giving competitors a roadmap to beat them. But the real titans? They're crafting their masterpieces in the shadows, emerging only when they're ready to dominate. Remember, every word you speak is ammunition for your rivals. So guard your plans like treasure. Let your success do the talking. When you finally break your silence, make sure it's to announce your triumph, not your intentions. This is the secret weapon of true leaders, the power of strategic silence. I wish I knew this when I was starting out. The biggest mistakes in business come from talking too much about your plans. When you build in silence, your competitors don't know what to attack. Never assume that loud proclamations equal strength and quiet execution is weakness. It's the lion's silent stalking that signals true danger, not its roar. Let me tell you about the secrets to success I've learned over the years. As a founder who's been in the trenches, I've seen firsthand what separates the winners from the losers in this cutthroat business world. And let me tell you, it's not always what you might expect. First and foremost, learn to keep your cards close to your chest. In my early days, I made the rookie mistake of broadcasting every move, every idea, every potential partnership. I thought it would drum up excitement and support. Instead, it gave my rivals a roadmap to undermine me at every turn. Now, I operate with stealth until it's time to strike. Remember, true power lies in what you don't reveal. I've sat in boardrooms where the loudest voice was and the smartest. It was often the most desperate. The real players, the ones making billion-dollar moves, they're the ones observing, analyzing, waiting for the perfect moment to make their play. Let me break this down for you with a case study. Take Company X. They were the darlings of Silicon Valley, always in the press, always talking about their next big move. Meanwhile, their competitor, Company Y, was quietly building an empire. When Company X finally launched their product, Company Y was already 3 steps ahead, having perfected their offering in stealth mode. The result? Company X became a cautionary tale, while Company Y is now a household name. This isn't just about keeping secrets, it's about focus. Every minute you spend talking is a minute you're not building, not improving, not executing. In the early days of my company, we instituted a no-press policy for the first 2 years. It was tough. Investors were nervous. Employees wondered if we were going anywhere. But that silence allowed us to iterate rapidly, to fail fast and pivot without the world watching. Data doesn't lie, and the numbers back this up. A study of 1,000 startups showed that those who kept their operations under wraps until product launch had a 64% higher success rate than those who were more open. Why? Because they weren't wasting resources on PR spins or damage control. They were laser-focused on creating value. Now, I'm not saying never communicate, but be strategic. When you do speak, make it count. I remember the day we finally broke our silence. We had a product that was not just good, but revolutionary. The impact was seismic because we hadn't diluted our message with years of hype. Here's another crucial lesson. Beware the scarcity mindset. Too many aspiring leaders think there's a finite pie and they need to grab their slice before someone else does. This leads to rushed decisions, premature scaling, and a focus on short-term gains over long-term value creation. I've seen countless promising startups implode because they tried to grow too fast, too soon. Instead, adopt an abundance mindset. There's enough success to go around if you're patient and strategic. This mindset allows you to build genuine partnerships, to collaborate instead of always competing. Some of my biggest breakthroughs came from unlikely alliances formed during periods when I wasn't shouting my plans from the rooftops. Let's talk about legacy. In the end, that's what we're all building towards, isn't it? A legacy isn't built on press releases or TechCrunch articles. It's built on the real, tangible value you create. When I look back at my career, I'm not proud of the times I was the loudest voice in the room. I'm proud of the problems we solved, the lives we improved, the industries we transformed. Disruptive innovation doesn't announce itself. It sneaks up and changes the game before the old guard even realizes what is happening. Think about how Uber transformed transportation or how Netflix killed Blockbuster. These weren't loud, brash entrances. They were calculated, quiet revolutions that gained unstoppable momentum before the incumbents could react. Now, let me give you a blueprint for scaling with stealth. First, identify your core value proposition, what truly sets you apart. Then, build relentlessly around that, ignoring the noise and the temptation to chase every shiny opportunity. Create a culture of discretion within your team. Everyone should understand the power of silence. When it's time to scale, do it methodically. Don't rush to new markets or product lines just because you can. Each expansion should be a calculated move, thoroughly tested and refined before you make any noise about it. Remember, it's not about being first to market, it's about being best in market. I've been in my share of power struggles, and let me tell you, they're rarely won by the loudest voice. They're won by the most prepared, the most strategic, the ones who've been quietly building alliances and proving their worth through actions, not words. In one particularly fierce boardroom battle, I said almost nothing for the first hour. I let the others argue and posture. When I finally spoke, my words carried weight because they were backed by silent preparation and undeniable results. Here's a final piece of advice. Document everything but share selectively. Keep meticulous records of your journey, your decisions, your failures, and your successes. This isn't for the world. It's for you and your team. It's the playbook you'll use to replicate your success, to learn from your mistakes, and eventually to pass on your wisdom when the time is right. In conclusion, remember this. In a world that's constantly shouting, true power lies in strategic silence. Build quietly, execute flawlessly, and let your success make the noise. Only speak when it's time to say something that will shake the foundations of your industry. That's how you become not just a leader, but a legend. So be more silent. Watch, learn, build, and wait for the perfect moment to reveal your masterpiece to the world. That's the path to lasting success and a legacy that will echo long after you're gone. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button and activate notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Thank you for watching.